Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for May 9th. We are looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair first. This pair closed down during today's session, did create an inside bar. We'll talk about that a little bit later. This pair has started to move sideways, although it could just be pulling back. Don't know for sure as of yet. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 81.23, possibly as low as 79.51. Look for some resistance around 80.85. and look for some support around 80.00. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair pushed lower but did close up for this session. Could signal a reversal, so look for that to occur. We are looking for it, if it does move up, to hit some resistance around 144.85, possibly hitting some support around 142.50. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair closed up rather, did have a pretty long tail, broke through previous areas of support. Look for this pair to overall be moving sideways long term, but potentially moving higher off of this bar. Now look for it to potentially go as high as 165.43, possibly as low as 162.05. Look for some resistance around 164.50. and look for some support around 162.66. Now the US Swiss, this pair closed down during today's session. It also created an inside bar. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 0.8835, possibly as low as 0.8623. Look for some resistance around 0.8795 and look for some support around 0.8650. Now, as far as news analysis go, we have the Swiss releasing their consumer price index for April at 3:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that for the month it has dropped from 0.6% to 0.5%. Year to date, they're showing a drop as well from 1.0% to 0.6%. We also have the U.S. releasing their import price index for April year to date at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that it has moved higher from 9.7% to 10.5%. All right, now what am I looking for during this next session? Well, we have some inside bars that I'm looking at, potentially looking for a breakout in the U.S. Japanese yen pair. If it does break out to the upside or to the downside, either way, I'm looking to take profit. Moving to the upside, looking to buy around the 80.91 area and looking for it to break up about 25 pips, 27 pips up to 81.18. Now, if we get a break to the downside, around the 80, basically the 80.00 mark, a little bit below that, I am looking for it to drop about 47 pips, 50 pips there, and come on down. You may want to drop it to where you're basically at 79.97 to make sure it's going to go break through that 0.0 mark and come on down to the 79.56 point. Okay, now we have the U.S. Swiss. This pair also created an inside bar over this last session, so look for it to break out. To the downside, looking to grab roughly about 20 pips or so, 25 pips, somewhere in there, possibly 30, right about 30, entering around the 86.77 mark, right about here, looking to sell, and then looking to exit around the 0.8646 mark. Now to the upside, if we get a break above the high around the 0.8798 mark, we will look for it to come on up roughly about 35 pips or so, 36 pips to the upside. So either direction on either of these pairs, the U.S. Japanese or the U.S. Swiss, and I'm looking to get into the market. Hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.